Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Becca giving you another protective hairstyle. This is my birthday hairstyle and today I'm just going to be giving you the do's and don'ts and tips and tricks on how to achieve this style. So if you're interested, keep watching.
Don't want it to stop. Give me all you got, yeah. Your love is real love.
So I did start out on blown out hair, and if you're interested in knowing how I prep my hair for protective styling, I will link a video in the upper corner. But for the meantime, I'm just going to show you the items you're going to need to achieve this passion twist hairstyle. Most importantly, you're going to need a comb to part. I do love a rat tail comb. You're definitely going to need some rubber bands, a lot of them, and also something to slick that hair down just so your roots could be nice and neat. The hair I'm going to be using is from Freetress. All colors will be from Freetress. I'm using 3 packs of the color 2. I have 1 pack of the color T30. I have 1 pack of the color 30. And I also have a mystery color, yes, copper, y'all. And I will give y'all all the tea on this color. Just make sure y'all keep watching, okay? First, what you want to do is part your hair from ear to ear. I do have the front of my head and the back of my head separated just to make sure it's easier. And I will be pre-parting my hair. Now, when it came to pre-parting my hair, I felt like, honestly, it was a waste of time. For me, I probably will not pre-part my hair with rubber bands again. Now I'm just going to take that edge booster or shine and jam, whatever you have, and just slick that on my roots. Remember, this is going to make sure that your roots stay nice and neat. Now that you have the jam all over your roots, now you're just going to take your rubber bands. Now before you put rubber bands in your hair, you want to make sure you give them an oil bath. What do I mean by that? Take any oil you have and just saturate your rubber bands with it. This is going to prevent breakage. Once your rubber bands are saturated with your oil, you're just going to part your hair to your desired liking, and then you're going to pull your hair through and only tie the rubber bands at the root. And to make it tighter, you're just going to pull your hair apart. That way the rubber band can get closer to your scalp. But don't do it too tight because you will have a headache. So yeah, remember that mystery color, that copper? Yeah, so y'all watch this. Just keep watching. So I took copper and the color 1B and I just blended those two together, also fluffing out the hair just so it could be easier to like twist or place onto my hair. And of course, I'm going to take that edge booster and get it slicked onto my hair just so my hair is easier to blend in. And now I had a hard time attaching the hair to my head, so I had to attach it underneath, and that's what I'm doing here. And I just braid like an inch down the length of my hair, and then I began twisting. However, so once you're braiding your hair, you're gonna have 3 pieces: your hair and the Freetress hair. So when I started twisting my hair, I had to make sure that my hair was isolated from the Freetress hair. I split that into 2, that way I could blend it into the hair and begin twisting. Now, a technique that I learned from my sister was I had to kind of flick my wrist as I was twisting the hair down. Because if I would have just simply did a 2-strand twist, it would have came out way too loose and my hair would have become unraveled. So wanted to try something different and give the copper at least one more try. I was like, let me try the copper with some brown, which is the color 30. And I use the same technique, braiding my hair an inch way down, making sure that I twist it by flicking the wrist. And what can I say about this color? Y'all, if you keep watching, you'll see it. You'll see. So it was definitely giving me tiger vibes. Like I felt like the tiger on Frosted Flakes. Like, but the thing is, it wasn't great. Like, I'm so corny. Yeah. So your girl switched it up again by taking some brown, the 30, and mixing it with that 1B. And by doing that, I of course fluffed it out again and I toned down the color. I took out the copper color, And I was more happy with the way this turned out because like that color was not me, and I was just like, I need something more subtle. If I'm gonna have some color, it needs to be subtle and it needs to match me. When it comes to blending your hair, you want to make sure that your grip gets much tighter. Also, it helps that you have applied your gel prior to twisting. That way your hair blends in much better. I also want you to keep in mind that when you're twisting your hair, once you're done, it might unravel a bit, but that's just the hair in its own nature. So don't feel like you didn't do a good enough job like twisting it tightly. That's just how the hair is going to be. I did place a rubber band at the ends just to make sure it's secure because I'm not leaving them this length. So I did end up running out of hair because that copper pack just set me back. So I had to have my sister come bring me 2 packs of hair, which is a different kind, but it still managed to work out. And this is in the color 1B. So what I'm just doing is taking that hair, and then I stopped fluffing the hair because I felt like it just didn't make any sense anymore. And so I'm still applying it from underneath and doing the same technique, like braiding it an inch down and making sure that my hair is gripped tightly so the hair can stay secure and the twist doesn't unravel too much where my hair is. Another thing to keep in mind, when I was gripping my twist, after I made sure that my ends were well blended, about 2 inches down, I began to just twist it regularly as if you would do a 2-strand twist. Here's a tip when it comes to the front of your hair. So the twist that I'm gripping right now, I let the rubber band remain. However, it's bulky at the root and I don't like that. So the one that I'm grabbing right now, I made it into like a knotless passion twist by first braiding my hair and then adding the twist hair in later. So that's what I'm gonna show you right now. Basically, like I said prior, make sure that you have your gel on your hair to make it easier. And then you're gonna just begin braiding your hair as if you would regularly do. And then about 1/2 inch down, you're going to add that passion twist hair. That's going to ensure that your hair lays flatter in the front and it doesn't have that bulb. I also wanted to mention that I have 42 twists in total, just in case you were wondering. Now that I'm done with all my twists, remember I did put rubber bands at the end because I was not going to keep them this long. So what I'm going to do is just measure what length I want them and just cut it. Now, if you place the rubber band way too low and you want to cut it higher, what you're going to do is just readjust that rubber band before you cut the hair. Now that I've done cutting them, you can see that some are different lengths. That's because the pack of hair my sister brought me was a different length than the pack that I originally started with. So I had to give myself kind of like a layered look, and I honestly think it works out. And this is my first time doing passion twists, and I only have more to learn. Now I'm just gonna add some makeup, and this is the finished look. And yes, I absolutely love how it came out, even though it was a struggle in the beginning, but don't worry, I got it together. I love the color placement. One thing I can say about the hair, it's really soft. That's why I had to grip it so tightly. And it is my first time, so I kind of had trouble starting off. but it all worked out in the end, and I couldn't be happier with the hairstyle. And I also hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you all learned from my mistakes. If you would try this hairstyle, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe because you will see all my birthday festivities, and I will also be posting a tutorial on different ways to style this hairstyle. So, until next time, bye!
Your love is real love, like a type of